In a peaceful village surrounded by lush forests and rolling hills, there lived a young girl named Isa. Her life was filled with promise and hope until the age of 5 when tragedy struck her small world. Isa's beloved mother passed away, leaving her father, a kind and devoted man, to raise her alone. Heartbroken, yet determined to provide his daughter with the love and care she needed, he decided to remarry. After a year of mourning his late wife, Isa's father found a new partner in a woman named A. At first, A seemed like a blessing. She greeted Isa with warm smiles and called her my sweet daughter, bringing a sense of comfort and a semblance of normalcy back into their home. For a brief moment, it appeared that Isa might find happiness again. However, the facade of A's kindness soon began to crumble. As the weeks turned into months, A's true nature emerged. The smiles that once graced her face grew rare, replaced by a cold, harsh demeanor. Small acts of neglect became routine. She would forget to provide Isa with meals and scold her for minor, often imagined faults. It seemed that A's warmth was only a mask for the cruelty she would soon unleash. One particularly sweltering afternoon, Isa, who had been working tirelessly, mustered up the courage to ask A for a bite to eat. Her stomach growled with hunger, a constant reminder of her difficult life. "But mother," Isa said, her voice trembling, "I haven't eaten since morning." A's response was anything but sympathetic. "Who cares?" she snapped. "You will eat when I say you can. Now go and wash those clothes." Isa's heart sank, but she knew better than to argue. She obediently went to clean the clothes, her stomach still empty. As she worked, her mind was consumed with worry. Despite her best efforts, A always found fault. Isa had learned that no matter how hard she worked, her stepmother's cruelty was unending. Life under A's rule became increasingly unbearable. A's biological daughter, Fu, was showered with affection, gifts, and attention, while Isa was relegated to the role of a servant. The disparity between the two girls was glaring. Fu's every whim was catered to, while Isa was burdened with endless chores. She cleaned, cooked, and did everything A demanded, often working late into the night. Isa's father, despite his best intentions, was unable to protect her from A's tyranny. He had been convinced by A's false appearances and never suspected the depth of her cruelty. A skillfully maintained the facade of a loving stepmother in front of him, leaving Isa to suffer in silence. Any complaints from Isa were met with harsh reprimands and threats, leaving her no outlet for her pain. As the years passed, Fu grew into a teenager, her rebellious nature becoming more pronounced. She began associating with a troublesome group of boys, ignoring A's warnings and coming home late, reeking of alcohol and cigarettes. A, unable to control her daughter, redirected her frustration onto Isa. She beat Isa at the slightest provocation, using her as a scapegoat for Fu's misdeeds. Despite enduring such harsh treatment, Isa blossomed into a young woman of beauty and grace. Her kindness and hard-working nature attracted several suitors. One day, a distinguished young man named Uku came to the village. He was wealthy, respected, and well known for his integrity. When he first saw Isa, he was immediately captivated by her gentle demeanor and beauty. Uku inquired about Isa's background and, learning of her difficult situation, was determined to offer her a chance at happiness. He visited Isa and expressed his desire to marry her. Isa, though initially hesitant due to her past experiences, was touched by his sincerity. When Uku approached A to seek her permission to marry Isa, A's reaction was one of cold contempt. She scoffed at Uku's interest. "Marry Isa," she said, her voice dripping with disdain. "She's nothing but a lazy, useless girl. Do you want to marry someone who can't even keep a house clean?" Uku was taken aback, but persisted, believing in Isa's true worth. "But the Isa I know is hardworking and kind," he said. "I believe she deserves a chance at happiness." A continued her charade, putting on a show of false sympathy. "Don't be fooled by her appearance," she said. "She is nothing but trouble. I would never allow you to marry her. She doesn't deserve you." Disheartened but undeterred, Uku left, and Isa's hope of escaping her stepmother's cruelty seemed to fade. Each time a suitor came, A would spin more lies about Isa, driving them away and crushing Isa's dreams of a better life. A would whisper to Isa, "You will never get married. You will live and die in this house as my servant." Isa wept bitterly, feeling the weight of hopelessness settle over her. She felt trapped in a life of relentless misery with no way out. Then one day, a new chapter began in Isa's life. A young, wealthy, and handsome man named Uku arrived in the village. His arrival was like a beacon of hope. When he saw Isa at the market, he was struck by her beauty and grace. He inquired about her, learned of her circumstances, and became determined to make her his wife. Uku's persistence and genuine affection for Isa eventually won her heart. Despite her past fears and insecurities, Isa began to see a glimmer of hope. Uku, unwavering in his support, continued to visit Isa, offering encouragement and love. His presence became a source of strength for her, helping her navigate through her darkest days. However, A's malice was far from over. When Uku formally proposed to Isa, A was initially shocked but soon saw an opportunity. She thought of marrying Fu to Uku, believing it would bring her greater benefits. But Uku's heart was set on Isa. Despite A's attempts to sabotage their relationship, Uku remained resolute in his desire to marry Isa. A, enraged and desperate, concocted a sinister plan to ruin Isa's chances. On the day of Isa's wedding, A tricked her into boiling water, pretending it was for her bath. Isa, eager to please and not wanting to disobey on her special day, complied. When she brought the hot water to the bathroom, A, with a cruel smile, poured it over Isa, causing severe burns and ruining her wedding dress. The wedding was immediately canceled, and Isa was rushed to the hospital. Her injuries were grave, and the pain was unbearable. Uku, devastated by the turn of events, stayed by Isa's side, bringing her flowers and offering comfort. He continued to express his love and support, refusing to let her give up hope. In the hospital, Isa met Dr. N, an elderly woman known for her expertise in traditional medicine. Dr. N took a special interest in Isa's case, using her knowledge to help heal Isa's wounds. Though the process was slow, the traditional remedies began to show positive results. Isa's scars began to fade, and her spirit slowly began to recover. During her time in the hospital, Isa found solace in Uku's unwavering support and the care provided by Dr. N. Her physical wounds healed, and her confidence was restored. As she prepared to leave the hospital, she felt a renewed sense of hope and strength. Uku proposed again, and this time, Isa accepted with joy. Their wedding was a small, intimate affair, attended by close friends and well-wishers. A was too ill to attend, and Isa was relieved to start her new life free from her past torment. As she walked down the aisle, her heart swelled with happiness, and she felt a sense of liberation. Back in the village, A's life began to unravel. Fu's rebellious behavior had led her into serious trouble with the law. She was arrested for her involvement in criminal activities, and A's attempts to use her wealth to secure Fu's release failed. The police informed A that Fu's crimes were severe, and there was little hope for leniency. A, now facing the consequences of her actions, was struck by a powerful illness. The villagers, remembering her cruelty towards Isa, refused to help her. They believed she was getting what she deserved. Despite her efforts to seek treatment, A's condition worsened. She was tormented by nightmares and consumed by guilt. Her once beautiful face became a reflection of her inner torment. As A's health deteriorated, Isa, now healing and thriving, made a surprising visit to her former stepmother. Isa's appearance had transformed. Her skin, once marred by burns, was now smooth and beautiful. She approached A with kindness, offering to help her despite the pain A had inflicted upon her. A, overwhelmed by remorse, broke down. She could hardly believe that Isa, whom she had tormented, was now showing her compassion. Isa's forgiveness was a gift that A struggled to comprehend. She had expected Isa to harbor resentment, but instead, Isa offered a path to healing, both for herself and for A. "I am so sorry," A cried, her voice filled with regret. "I've been so terrible to you." Isa, with a calm and sincere voice, responded, "I forgive you, but you must face the consequences of your actions." With those words, Isa left A to face her fate alone. A's condition continued to worsen, and she eventually passed away, her life a cautionary tale of bitterness and cruelty. In contrast, Isa's life with Uku was filled with joy and fulfillment. They built a home together, grounded in love and respect. Their family grew with the arrival of children, and Isa ensured that their home was a place of warmth and kindness. Her own experiences taught her the value of compassion and understanding. Isa and Uku's children grew up in an environment vastly different from the one Isa had known. They were nurtured with love, care, and respect. Isa made sure to instill in them the values of kindness and empathy, creating a legacy of love that would last for generations. As the years passed, Isa and Uku's love remained strong, a testament to their resilience and commitment. Their life together was a reflection of the hope and happiness Isa had always dreamed of. The village saw Isa not only as a survivor, but as a beacon of light and a symbol of triumph over adversity. And so, the story of Isa became a tale of hope and redemption. It showed that even in the face of unimaginable cruelty, love and forgiveness could lead to a brighter, more fulfilling future. Isa's journey from suffering to happiness was a testament to the power of resilience and the enduring strength of the human spirit.